Happy Friday, everyone. Hunter here again at North Central Weather Center, and in today's forecast, we'll be talking about a major cool down across portions of our viewing area, as well as some active weather going in towards late March. But if you are new here, make sure to subscribe to the channel down below and press the like button, the thumbs up button. It helps out to get more of this information passed along to more and more people. Let's go back here to the middle of the week on Wednesday, March 13th, and we did have a severe weather outbreak here, a localized tornado event across portions of northeastern Kansas. Already up to 4 tornadoes confirmed across that region. Very big hailstones. In fact, on Wednesday, the Alma, Kansas region had a 4-inch diameter softball size hailstone reported there. And then on Thursday, yesterday, on the 14th of March, we had a localized tornado outbreak across the eastern viewing area through the Ohio Valley here into Ohio and into portions of Indiana. And unfortunately, there were fatalities as well with these tornadoes, a lot of wind reports and a lot of hail reports. So definitely a very active couple of days there. Looking at today on your Friday, waking up this morning, temperatures are colder to the north around the freezing mark or into the upper 20s with some of the colder areas. Further to the south, our southern viewing area waking up into the 40s, some low 50s out here this morning. That is as the cold front continues to work its way to the south and east. And you can see that cold front today across portions of the Ohio River Valley down into the southern plains outside of our viewing area. So high pressure is in control here. So some dry weather expected across the majority of our region going through your Friday. And our afternoon temperatures in the wake of that cold front will be a lot cooler than the last couple of days when we're in the 60s and well into the 70s in parts of our region, especially for the Midwest. Temperatures will be back into the 50s and 60s this afternoon. Precipitation-wise, this morning, pretty dry out there as we go through the morning hours. As we go into the afternoon, we are watching a clipper system out of southern Canada that will be moving its way into northern portions of Minnesota. That could give you some sprinkles or some isolated showers later on this afternoon. That will spread more into portions of northeastern Minnesota and perhaps the UP of Michigan this evening into tonight with a rain and snow mix as that colder air moves further south from Canada across those areas. Overall, though, over the next 24 hours, really not seeing much of any precipitation of note. Maybe a couple hundredths to a tenth of an inch of rainfall or a snowfall potential up here into northern or northeastern Minnesota or parts of the UP of Michigan. But other than that, our viewing area is largely dry going through your Saturday time frame. Now, looking at the weekend, Saturday the 16th into Sunday the 17th here comes a new cold front from Canada. This is going to bring a reinforcing shot of some colder air and some true colder air that we haven't seen in quite some time here. That will be diving all the way through the rest of our viewing area going through our Sunday time frame. And you can see, looking at Saturday, we do have a couple flurries up here across the upper Great Lakes region. Really not that big of a deal. Saturday night, more coverage of some snow showers across portions of, say, northeastern Minnesota, northern Wisconsin into the UP of Michigan, northern lower Michigan, seeing some of that as well. And then going into Sunday, still seeing those lake effect snow showers out there as we even go into Sunday night. So there will be periods of time around the lakes, Lake Superior, Lake Michigan up here. We could start to see more lake effect snow over the weekend, and overall really not that big of a deal. There's not going to be a lot of moisture to work with, so Saturday through Monday time frame, really right through the weekend, we can't rule out 1 to perhaps 2, maybe 3 inches worst case scenario for snowfall, and the majority of that will be falling across the UP of Michigan closer to Lake Superior there, and then maybe the western areas there of Michigan into lower Michigan near the lake shore of Lake Michigan. We could be seeing maybe a tenth of an inch to a half an inch of snowfall, mainly on grassy surfaces going through the weekend time frame. Otherwise, looking at our high temperatures on Saturday, we do have the warmer air further south, so Kansas, Missouri, southern Illinois into Indiana, temperatures around the 60s to the mid 60s. Further to the north, here comes that cold front. Our highs across portions of the Dakotas, Minnesota, and north central Wisconsin, even the UP of Michigan, will be held down into the low and middle 30s for highs on Saturday. Going into Sunday morning, here comes the cold front again. Lows into the 20s for most of us across the north, 30s with some 40s across the south, and our winds will be turning out of the north and west behind that reinforcing cold front as it moves south, and they will be gusting over 20 miles per hour. Some areas closing in, especially into Minnesota and Iowa here, closer to 30 miles per hour for your Sunday morning with those wind gusts, and that is going to aggravate those wind chill values down into the single digits and teens to wake up for your Sunday morning here, especially for those church services early in the morning. And then as we go into the afternoon, you can see we're going to warm up, but not much. We're only warming up into the middle and upper 20s to the north and the 30s to 40s to the south here. We may even get into the 50s there in our far southwestern regions into Kansas, but that's all we'll be able to muster as we go into Sunday. Now, going through next week, Monday the 18th of March through Friday the 22nd of March here, we're going to see even more colder air filtering in from Canada. So here's the 500 millibar height anomaly map for Monday early on in the week. That's going to be bringing down the colder air as we go into the Midwest, the Great Lakes region, and our eastern regions and through the Ohio Valley on Monday. That will shift east as we go into Wednesday. Notice a little bit of a ridge trying to develop across the Pacific Northwest and kind of making its way further to the east into the Dakotas and Nebraska on the Wednesday timeframe midweek. And then by the time we get to Friday, you can see we're kind of in between weather systems here. We got a trough across southeastern Canada, a trough across the southeastern U.S., and then we're seeing more of a ridge across the middle of the country, so more moderating temperatures later on there in the week. So starting off, though, on Monday morning, the core of the coldest air with this weather pattern will be overhead Monday morning. So as you're heading off to work, school, have any errands to run out there, make sure to bundle up Monday morning on the 18th. Temperatures, yes, middle and upper teens for lows down here into portions of the upper Midwest. 20s all the way south here with the hard freeze potential all the way down here into southern Missouri, into Kansas, southern Illinois, and then those 30s over there into the Ohio River Valley. Again, another breezy start to the week, and that will cause our wind chill values to plummet as we go into Monday morning. Those wind chills will be anywhere from 0 into the Arrowhead of Minnesota to as much as maybe 20 degrees above. So a lot of us will be needing those light winter jackets or those heavier sweatshirts as we go into the Monday morning time frame. And through next week in general, when you average all 5 days of the work week out, Monday the 18th through Friday the 22nd of March, eastern areas will be colder than normal, and then we'll see warmer than normal temperatures across the Great Plains, especially here from the Dakotas down into Nebraska and Kansas here across our western areas next week. Looking at precipitation next week, early next week, still seeing those lake effect snow showers, really not that big of a deal, mainly lighter snow here. We're not going to be seeing any of those really heavy snow bands like we see in January and February sometimes. Just some lighter snow around Lake Superior there in the western Michigan region. Even eastern Michigan near Detroit could be seeing that. Otherwise, high pressure will be in firm control across the middle of the country early next week. Going into the middle of the week, we may have a little disturbance again moving out of Canada here as we see that reinforcing shot of colder air by the middle of the week. That will kind of be more of a glancing blow across our northeastern regions, but I think more of a warming trend out west will leave any precipitation more liquid by the middle of the week. Then by late in the week again, still more colder air to the north, so we could squeeze out some snow flurries, some snow showers. Not a lot of accumulation with this, but we keep an eye on that. More rain with warmer temperatures further to the south across Missouri and the Ozarks region, down into southern and central Illinois, into the Illinois Valley going into later next week. Here's your precipitation totals through the week time frame, Monday the 18th through Friday the 22nd of March. The heaviest totals will be down here around the Missouri Ozarks, getting into southern and central Illinois and perhaps the Ohio River Valley. Some of those areas between a quarter to an inch of rain, so definitely something to watch out there. Looks like the driest state during that period will be either Iowa or Nebraska as we go through next week. Looking at our snowfall potential through that time frame as well, there is some chance that we could see a dusting up up to an inch, maybe 2 inches of snow here. A lot of this will be on grassy surfaces, and a lot of this truly will probably melt on contact, so we're not too worried about a significant snowstorm or anything like that. But we will continue to keep an eye on it going in through next week. And looking at the last week in March now, hard to believe we're almost to the last week in March. And looking at the lower 48, especially in our north central United States, we're going to likely be trending below normal with our temperatures when you average out that last week there of March from the Sunday the 24th through that Sunday the 31st time frame. You can see pretty much below normal temperatures there, but a very active pattern. So below normal temperatures late March, above normal precipitation in the north central U.S. sometimes can result in either some heavier rainfall turning to snowfall on the backside. That's definitely a possibility here. And you can see if we get any stronger low pressure system to develop, the northwestern side of those low pressure storm tracks will be the area to watch for some heavier snow, especially for the Dakotas. Maybe as far south as Nebraska, up here into Minnesota, northern Iowa, into Wisconsin, especially into the UP of Michigan, maybe more lake effect snow up toward Lake Superior later in March, and then especially there outside of our area into southeastern Canada, seeing more of that snow later into March. So thank you guys so much for watching. I do appreciate it. If you are new here, make sure to subscribe to the channel down below. We'll be doing another video here on Monday early next week. We do Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Unless we have more significant weather events, then we'll do any days there that we need. And then looking here again, thank you guys so much. Make sure to press the like button down below. It's the thumbs up button. Helps to get all of this information passed along to more and more people. And again, thank you so much for all the support on this channel to get it going here. And we're always looking for more people so we can give you guys accurate weather forecasts. So again, make sure to spread the word on this channel. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful Friday, everyone, and an even better weekend. I am Hunter on North Central Weather Center. Have a great rest of your Friday, everyone.